على present worth. What I supposed to do؟ شنو أول شيء لازم أشيك؟
We should to check if the year is the same or not.
Check what? Sorry, Nora.
The year, if it's the same or not.
Yes, that's the first thing to be checked. The first one is 6 years, second one 9 years. So can we use equal life? No. What we're supposed to do in here to check for what? Unequal lives. If it is for unequal lives, it means we'll go for the LCM. If nothing else is specified. LCM. How much is the LCM in here? Section على فكرة وايد ميتين في السكشن دي. Why 18? What have you done? 18 is correct, but why 18?
6 of location A plus 9 of location B.
No صادق no. احنا بنطلع العامل المشترك الأصغر حق المقام. هي اللي قالته لبنى كان صح إنه 18 years بس ليش 18؟ Why 18؟ 1/6 plus 1/9. إذا بناخذ على الطريقة دي بيكون عندي لو ضربنا بيصير عندي 9 plus 6 multiplied by 1 6 divide by 6 multiplied by 9 54. معناته هني. Shall I use it directly? See if I can simplify it more. كلهم يقبل على القسمة على 3. 3 2 and for those two here it will be 18. i.e. 3/18 plus 2/18. Now we have the same number in that denominator and this our LCM. Did the LCM. So our LCM here will equal to 18. How many times we are going to repeat the first one? 3 times. 3 times. From 0 to 6. 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18. Second one, how many times we have to repeat it? According to this, 2 times. From 0 to 9, 9 to 18. هذه أول خطوة لازم تسوونها، ما سويتوا شيء كله غلط. Someone will leave it as 54. ما في إشكالية. But how many times you are going to do it? 9 cycles. You're going to repeat this 9 times, 9 cycles from 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18, 18 to 24, and so forth until you reach to 54. You're going to waste your time in doing this calculation. Other thing, need to show now the standard or the cash flows over that cash flow diagram. Let's do one of them. The first cost, 15,000. We have the annual lease cost. Lease cost, renting. ما قلنا بداية السنة ولا نهاية السنة. Whether it's at the beginning or at the end. By default, if it's not mentioned, it means at the end. And it's yearly, either from here or from here. We know this is an annuity, negative 3,500. So this is negative. Same thing with that amount. Deposit return. At the end of the period, each cycle, I'm going to get that amount of 1,000 as a return of that deposit. If you want to construct the cycle now, to show the cycles, let's do it. Let's do it for the first cycle first of all. What do we have in here? The first cost, 15,000. Okay, the interest rate here, MAR, is equal to 15%. I'm not going to show it now because I want to use this space here. Negative 3,500 annually from year 1 to year 6. 6 payments for this is 6 years. 6 payments, 3,500. Then I have that deposit return 1,000. Are we done? Now we need to go for the second cycle. What do we have in that second cycle? We have first cost. Where to show that first cost? Where to show the first cost, Shabab?
At year 7.
If you are going to put the first cost at year 7, so it has to be over 6 years. 6 plus 7 will be 13. Then 13 adding for the other 6 years will be 19. What I put at the earlier, I told you this is the cycle starting from this point to that point, from 0 to 6. The second cycle is starting from where you are stopping, i.e. at year 6. This will be year 0 for the second cycle, and that's year 6 in here. 6 plus 6, this is 12. I'm not going to show this. You're not supposed to show it. But from 0 to 6, this one cycle. 6 to 12, second cycle. 12 to 18, third cycle. So the cost will be at year 6, 15,000. I have that annuity from year 7 to year 12. Sorry, I'm not going to ask you any more now. It showed that you don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. I'm going to continue explaining without asking you. The 3,500. Where is the salvage? It will be at the same year, at 6 year, which is year 12, 1,000. Starting the third cycle. Where we stopped in here at year 12, which was year 6 for the second cycle. The 6th year of the second cycle, it will be our first payment for the third cycle. Annuity will start from year 13, i.e. the first year of that cycle, till year 18, 3,500. I have a salvage, 1,000. Notice here, I'm repeating 3 cycles. I'm repeating 3 cycles. First cycle, first cost, salvage. Second cycle, first cost, salvage. Third cycle, first cost, salvage. Which means what? The first cost will repeat it for here 3 times. The salvage will repeat it 3 times. Even the annuity will be repeated 3 times. But خلينا نشوف إذا فاهمين إيش معنات annuity or not. How many annuities we can have in here? What is the condition of an annuity? Give me the condition of an annuity that I explained it in the first chapter or in chapter 2, at the beginning of chapter 2.
15.
What 15? What is the condition of an annuity, Taha? I'm not asking about numbers.
Yearly payment.
Sorry? What is the condition of annuity? الدرجات اللي حصلتوها is not reflecting what you are answering me, not in this lecture only.
Constant amount.
Constant amount only.
End period.
Okay. كلمات متقاطعة. Constant amount, end period, and what?
Continuous.
Continuous, uninterrupted. What can you see in here? Believe me. Let me say it frankly speaking. What you got in the quizzes, honestly, what you got in the quizzes is not reflecting at all your understanding. And I know how most of you got that marks. The midterm and final will show us exactly how much you deserve. For example, if you did very bad in the quizzes and you did very good in final and in midterm, I'll be more than happy to help you, to push you more in your grade. But those who's getting full mark in quizzes and very bad marks in midterm and final, it means he's cheater. 100%, I'm sure, I'll be sure of that. So if he deserved a 1 mark to pass him to a grade or to pass the course, I'm not going to give him. Need you to participate. Need you, whenever we ask a question, to participate, to give me your answers, even if it is wrong, just to feel that you are attending with me. Okay, I'm going to give you the hands without asking you. I'm sorry, I said this twice today. From 1 to 6. Then the second cycle started from 7. I mean for the annuity from 7 to 12. Third one from 13 to 18. What can we see in here? Actually, what we have is just one annuity. One annuity. Starting from year 1 to year 18 with the same values. This one thing. Second thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, up to 18. It means this is a continuous. LI is 15%. Now I want to solve that to find the present worth at time, or for this location, at time 0. The present worth will equal to, take the first cost in here, at time 0, negative 15,000. Then I'll go for the second one. I have in year 6, positive 1,000, negative 15,000. Take the net. Same thing in here. Take the net. Minus 15,000 plus 1,000, so minus 14,000. Want to find the P given this in the future. 15%. How long? Over 6 years. 6 minus 0, 6 years. Take the second one. That single payment. Again, minus 14,000. P given F. 15%. How long? We are in year 12. 12 minus 0. 12. Third one, again, is a single payment. Positive 1,000. P given F. 15%. 18. Are we done? No, not yet. Why? Because we have that annuity now. That annuity. We need to add that annuity. Minus, this sign is very important. 3,500. P giving A. 15%. How long? 18 minus 0. 1 to the left of the first cash flow. 18. Notice in here, for this part, someone he did not actually see that they are continuous. he wants to take them separately, one by one. What we did here, we did it in one standard notation. According to him, to those or to this guy who want to do it separately, it will be minus 3,500. B giving A 15%, 6 years, minus 3,500. Again, P given A 15%, how many years? Still 6 years, 12 minus 1 to the left, that one there 6, so it will be 6 years. But we are in here, we need to shift it now. P giving F 15% over 6 years. Still, we have not finished the third one, for that one there, minus 3,500. B giving A 15%, again 6, 18 minus 12. B giving F, because we are in here now, we want to shift it to time 0, 15%, 12. See how long with that? So what we did in here, all those just to compensate for this. Which one is easier for you? Do it. But don't tell us later on that you don't have time or the time was not enough. We're giving time for this, for those who understood the course very well. But for those who want to use this type, it means he don't know about the conditions of an annuity. He's going to lose time to do it. A lot of time to do this. This for the first part. Second part, we need to do exactly the same. The two cash flow diagram for them. Now, exactly, we need to find for the second one. Note the annuity here from year 1 to year 9. Then again from year 10 to year 18, i.e. it's a continuous annuity. To find it for this, present worth in here will equal to first cost. We have for the second cycle, just take the net between them, minus 16,000. P giving F 15%, 9 years, plus or minus, it will be plus in here, 2,000. P giving F 15%, 18. Now this annuity, which started year 1 up to year 18, continuous, minus 3,100. P giving A 15%, 18. That's if you want to find for those two. Then, after getting the answer, you need to check which of those will give you lower cost, less negativity. The less negativity, it means that the one which you are going to select. If I ask you to find, and instead of the present worth, to find the future worth. If you want to find the future worth instead of the present worth, what to do? We have not asked you to do that. We don't have this now. What to do in this case? First, you need to look for the LCM. It has to be of equal lives. The LCM will be used for present worth and the future worth. For present worth and future worth. If you come to this now, you can find the present worth, then to shift it 18 years for that future, i.e. it is easier for you to find that. It's fine. No one will tell you why you did that. It's just one step extra. In this case, will be one step extra will equal to what the value you found it in here for that present worth. We find F giving P 15%, 18. The only extra standard notation. If you don't want to do that, you want to find the future worth directly, you can do it. Starting with the first cash flow here, negative 15,000. Find the F giving this P 15% up to year 18. Take the second one, minus 14,000. F giving P 15% for how long? 18 minus 6, so 12 years. We are talking about only this much of years. Not to say no, you want to take it from the beginning. It's over 12 years. And the last one, plus 1,000. Do we have any cash flow for it or any standard notation? No. Why? Because it's in the same year at the last one. Are we done? Not yet. Now we have that minus 3,500. Find F giving annuity. If you want to find the annuity, the present for that annuity will be 1 to the left. If it is the future for that annuity, will be with the last cash flow of that annuity. 15% for how long? How much we have in here? It's like finding 2 times 0. So it will be 18 minus 0, i.e. 18 periods. That's to find F. Let's see another example for F that was for LCM. In some application, management may prefer a future worth analysis. Analysis is straightforward. The analysis is straightforward, exactly like what we did in here. ما في أي فرق بينه وبين present worth. Just the formatting of that standard notation. Find the present worth of each alternative, then you can compute future worth and LCM year at the same interest rate used to find the present worth of each alternative. Then the first type, which I told you can use it by having one extra notation, one extra factor. But for a steady period or a steady period approach, use the appropriate value of N to take forward, i.e. where you want to stop. Go back to that. If they say the N, for example, in here, if they say the N equal to 7 or 8 or whatever number, so what to do? Of course, we are not going to do a cycles here, LCM. But notice here, the first cycle is up to year 6, but that one up to year 7. It means we need to add another cycle and to cut that cycle up to year 7. What do we have in year 7? Just that amount, and not to forget to put everything for that cycle, which is the first cost, and only one of that annuity. What about this 1,000? For the time being, what we need to do is to bring it to year 7, i.e. that the 1,000 in there, to bring it to year 7. This for the LC, this for the steady period. But come to what we have in here, year 7, year 8, year 9. Actually, what we want is only up to year 7. So we'll do that cut. Always need to show this. No need to have a cycle. So we don't have this now. No need to have a cycle. Why? Because the 7 is implicit inside that cycle. Why? Because the life of this alternative is 9 years. We need to do a study only up to 7 years. We have the first cost here. We have this up to year 7. What about this 2000? We'll bring it as it is. 2000 here. The only thing will be moved, which is salvage value. Someone will say, okay, why salvage value? We're going to bring it earlier or to bring it with the same amount. For the down payment. In this example here, for the lease, they pay the down payment. That down payment in any year, if they are going to break their contract, to finish their contract, terminate the contract, what will happen? They're going to get to take back their down payment. التأمين بيحصلونه في أي وقت بيطلعون. نفس الشيء, if you have a car, for example, you want to sell it. Your plan is to sell it at year 9. I'm talking here about the car, different example now. Your plan to sell it at year 9 with this amount of 2000. If you decide to sell it at year 7, what is the minimum amount to sell that car or that equipment? It's that 2000. That's the minimum that you can sell it in year 7. في السنة التاسعة كنتوا بتبيعونه ب 2000. والله بعتوها سنتين قبل earlier. ال 2000 مضمونين دلين. We may have more than this, but if there's nothing else mentioned, we're going to take this 2000 for the study period. Let's see an example now for the future world analysis. When to use the future world analysis? Sometimes we need to use it, for example, to calculate how much I'm supposed to have in this time or in this year. That's what we call wealth. If I want to maximize the wealth, to check exactly how much I'm going to have if I'm investing in a bank with certain interest, how much I'm going to have and after, for example, 7 years, 6 years, or for projects that do not come online until the end of the investment construction period, like power generation or toll roads, الشوارع اللي يندفع عليهم التول, and so forth. Read this example now. Need you to plot the cash flow diagram by yourself. By yourself. Try to understand what is on this scenario here. Hope you read the problem. Okay, let's read it together, just to see what part you've understood well, or which part you have a doubt with. A small strip mining coal company is trying to decide whether it should purchase or lease. So we have two alternatives, either to purchase or to leave, or to lease. Purchasing نشتري or leasing of a new clam shell. If purchased, إذا بيشتري, what do we have in there? The shell will cost 150,000. 150,000. That's the first cost. And as expected to have a 65,000 salvage value in year 6. So معطينا salvage. دائما عارفين salvage وين تكون؟ At the last period. The life of this project 6 years. Alternatively, the company can lease a clamshell for 30,000 per year. Can lease a clamshell for 30,000 per year. Note the condition now. But the lease payment will have to be made at the beginning of each year. At the beginning of each year, you're supposed to have or to do that payments. The amount, a yearly amount, starting in which period? For the lease is going to start from period 0. Why 0? Because the 0 here, if they paid 30,000 here, it means they paid for this full year, for year 1. If they paid it in here, it means they paid it for the second period. And here, for the third period. 3 payments, it means the last day to retain that equipment at the end of year 3, or if they continue to leave that, it's year 4, year 5, year 6. So we're going to have payments in year 4, payments in year 6. For 6 years, how many payments are they supposed to have? 6 payments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But why 6? It's not mentioned here for how long they are going to rent it or lease it. It's not mentioned. It's your call. You can say, okay, they are going to rent it only for 3 years, or rent it for 7 years, or rent it for 10 years. To do that, LN will be different. LN will be different. So don't put yourself into that. And instead of going for LCM, make the life equal. Since it's leasing without identifying or without telling us for how long they are going to lease it, assume it is 6 years. Of that 30,000. What about year 6? But we don't have any payment in here. The 6th year, the payment being done at the beginning of the period. Let's continue to see what else we have. Now, if the clamshell is purchased, i.e. now returning back to the first alternative, it will be leased to other strip mining companies. يعني بيحصلون revenue منها، بيأجرون على شركات ثانية. Companies على شركات ثانية whenever possible. An activity that is expected to yield revenue. To yield revenue معناته يمكن يأجرون الشهر الأول عقب ما يأجرون عقب. Later on they can rent it for 2 months of that year. So when we say the revenue, it will be an end of the period. It will be always end of the period unless it says from the beginning, it's beginning of the year. 99% of our problem and example later on, and from the beginning, it was end of period. This is one of the examples, a rare example, to show it beginning of period. So for that revenue, will equal to, we expected to have it 12,000 per year, which is what here? This is annuity. This is annuity. If the company's minimum attractive rate of return is 15% per year, should the company or should the clamshell be purchased or leased? Need to assist now, need to help them to do that. The cash flow diagram for the second one, for the lease, did the one straightforward, i.e. to have it from year 1 up to year 6. The first payment in here, last payment in year 5. So that. $30,000. We can find the future worth in here. For what? For a lease. What come to the purchase? What will be the standard notation or the cash flow diagram for it? Again, it's over 6 years. Noting this. At year 0, the first cost, 150,000. In year 6, we have salvage value, 65,000. We can lease it to others with that revenues from year 1 up to year 6. 12,000. We have an I, which is equal to 15%. What we want to find? How much that future worth in here? For a purchase, and what will be that future worth for a lease? Let's find it now. If you want to find it directly, future worth for the purchase will equal to, we need to send this to the future to year 6. Negative 150,000. F giving P 15%. How long? 6 years. We have this, which is exactly in the same year we're going to find the future worth plus 65,000 directly. We have that. Sorry, this is the revenue. ولا واحد قال لنا غلط هذه. ما شاء الله عليكم كل الصاحيين. This is the revenue, 12,000 plus 12,000. F giving annuity 15%, 6. Find the answer in here. For clamshell or renting or leasing the clamshell with the I again 15%. Look what I'm putting here. If you miss this with the cash flow diagram, you're going to lose marks. If you miss what you want to get, again, you're going to lose marks. Always show everything. Always show everything in your cash flow diagram. So future worth for leasing equal to. If you want to calculate the future worth for this now, where it will be at time 5, year 5. We need to shift it to year 6. 30,000. F giving A 15%. How long?
Total minus.
Thank you. 30,000 F given A 15%. For how long?
6.
5. Thank you, Lubna. 5 minus 1. 6. But where we are now? We are at year 5. Actually, we need to be at year 6. So we need to shift it now from year 5 to year 6. F giving P. This will be the present worth in here for that year. 15%, 1 year. This for standard notations. Then you need to find the answer from those. The standard notation given here and the answer for the first one, the second one, standard notation and the answer for it. Based on those two, if you just put this still, and all of them are correct with the standard notation, with the answer, the signs, the currency, the decimals, and the cash flow diagram, but without giving the interpretation, the decision, you're going to lose between 1 to 2 marks out of 10 marks. i.e., 10 to 20%, you're going to lose it. So what you are going to say in here? What will be your decision and why?
The first one.
And why?
لأن أغلى، يعني البيزات اللي بتجي أكثر.
لحظة يا لبنان. Negative 176,000 negative 302,000 شلون أغلى؟
بس دكتور بالماينس لا.
لا أنا بالماينس less cost بتكلفني أقل less cost. لا تقولي أنا أغلى لا. This will cost me less than the other one. That's why I'm going to select the purchase. Less cost. So purchase the clamshell because it is going to cost less. كل مرة أقول لكم نفس الحكي. Do practice what we said. Do practice what we showed now. And even the previous one. مو باقي شيء على the second quiz next week. The capitalized cost. Capitalized cost. Why we put the capitalized in here? What is that capitalized cost? Actually, if you remember at the beginning, we said that capitalized cost is just the present worth for a special condition or a special case. Present worth of a project. What is that special case? That lasts forever. Lasts forever. إلى ما لا نهاية. But what is that forever? Can we estimate it? We'll see it in a while. Government or public projects are using this for their projects, like what? Roads, dams, bridges, project that basically possesses infinite life. The causeway, the flyovers, the roads. If you ask your grandfather about certain roads here in Bahrain, he can remember it. because this is the same road, or the causeway. How long is there now? It's from the 80s, and still Charlotte will be there for the coming 100 years. With maintenance, they can extend the life of it. The infinite analysis period. The N in the problem is either very long, indefinite, or infinity. This is what we meant by forever. The infinity, 100 years or more, very long. 100 years is very long. Indefinite. We cannot tell what will be the life of it. 70, 80, 90, 100, 140. How many years? We cannot tell. Let's see the derivation. And most of those, by the way, calculation of that capitalized cost, it will be based on annuity only. That things will be shown per year over this very long periods. It starts with the relationship. Notice what we have in here. Have your calculator in front of you because I'm going to ask you to do something. FLP, or that standard notation, P equal to A. That's what we want to find. We want to find the P, giving that annuity. IN. Next, what happened to that or to that? Only this factor. The factor here. You can use your calculator to find whatever factor here. If we have A, I, N, and by the way, sorry, that we know. Let me repeat again. Want to find that factor. If, say, for example, annuity is equal to 1,000. We have I equal to 10%. N, let's say it's equal to 140 years. Find P. How much will be? Use your calculator to do that.
Uh, 9,999.98.
Which is how much? And approximately, لا لحظة لبنى. What I put here, I put it positive.
Okay.
What I put here, I put it positive. Don't confuse. Don't let. أنا دائما أعيد هالكلمة دي. Don't let the calculator controls you. You control the sign. قادر إن الكالكوليتر بيعطيكم بالعكس equivalent. So that's almost 10,000. 9,999.98, which is almost 10,000. Right at 2 cents, sorry. Let us do something else. I don't want to use this. أنا ما بستعمل هذا الحين 1,000 because later on you need to do certain type of this calculation. How much will be that P giving A, I, which is 10%, N of 140. What is the factor here? How much is that factor? Can you use your calculator to find that factor? What to do? You need to put for A equal to 1. Put A equal to 1. Tell me how much that factor.
تقريبا بيطلع 1. سوري 10.
So if you multiply this 10 by that 1,000, it will give you the same answer. الفاكتور دائما إذا نبي نطلع بس الفاكتور, if you want to calculate only the factor, to substitute the giving item here, put it equal 1. It's always like this. If you want to find P given F, you have all the information here, just the factor. Put the F equal to 1. If you want to find the F given P, put the F and P given equal to 1. And same thing for the rest. At the end, how much we had here? 10,000. Now, let's prove something else. We'll come to that. What happened to P giving A factor when N approach infinity? If you want to substitute in there, that N is approach infinity. 1 plus I to power infinity will give us what? Shabab? Anything to power infinity will give us what? Sorry to ask you this question. Will give you infinity. And that infinity. So infinity minus 1 divided by infinity. This infinity. We're not going to get an answer. Let us rearrange this by dividing the numerator by 1 plus I to power n, denominator by 1 plus I to power n. Divide both sides by that factor, 1 plus I to power n. So what we're going to have, this part, we're going to have it 1, and here, 1 divided by 1 plus I to power n, and in there, we're going to have it only I. So at the end, by arranging this, that's what we're going to get. Now, if n approaching infinity, that's the only part which is going to be affected. This infinity, 1 over infinity equal to 0. So that will be 0. 1 minus 0 is 0. What we're going to have? 1 over I. This part here will be 1 over I. i.e. P equal to A over I. Back to the same question or the same example we mentioned earlier. I can reach that. Unfortunately not. We said the P equal to 1,000. Sorry. A equal to 1,000. I, it was 10%. Factor. When you calculate for P, it gives you 10,000, right? Substitute here. 1,000 divided by that I, which is 0.1, will give you again 10,000, which is the same as what you got from your calculator. بدون تقريب. So this is the easiest way for forever or infinite number periods, directly to use this capitalized cost. A over I. Directly A over I. The standard notation for this will be what? P will equal to A, P giving A, I percent, N it's infinity. N it is infinity. For this class of problems, we can use the term capitalized cost in place of P. Capitalized cost in place of P and only P. So capitalized cost equal to A over I. And instead of saying here P equal to A over I, not to confuse, we change that P into capitalized cost. Why to do this? Just for converting anything that reaches to infinity to convert it into a capitalized cost, into single payment, Capitalized cost type problem vary from very simple to somewhat complex. Very simple to complex problems. You see the problem that in here, if you want to be able to withdraw $80,000 per year forever, withdraw, تسحب, amount will come to you. If you want to be able to withdraw $80,000 per year, notice here, forever. When? Today? Next year? The year after? No. Beginning 3 years from now. So from year 0, I'm not going to plot it all. ما بكتب 1, 2, 3, 4. To year 29 here, 30, and so forth. So life here it will be up to infinity. From year 30 onward to infinity, how much I can withdraw or what I need to withdraw? 80,000 per year. 80,000 per year. Starting from year 30, beginning year 30. Or beginning 30 years from today. How much will you have to have in your retirement account? كم مفروض يكون بالحساب اللي عندك في retirement account in here? How much you're supposed to have in the bank? How much will you have to have in your retirement account that earns 8% per year interest? First, what we need is to find the P at year 29. Since this is forever, it means infinity. i.e., that one will equal to capitalized cost. This is a very simple one. Very simple problem, by the way. It's to find that capitalized cost, which is at year 29. One to the left of the first annuity. It's constant over the periods. For how long? Infinity. That will equal to what? If you want to write a standard notation, you can write it. It's not a problem. The standard notation here is not, or it will not be asked from you to write it. 80,000. Directly I can write that. Divide by Li. How much Li? 0.08. 0.08. Tell me how much it'll be.
1 million.
$1 million. يعني في السنة 29 لو عندك $1 million, you can have or you can withdraw 80,000 per year forever. مدى الحياة. The second part, how much will be at time 0? How much you're supposed to put in here at time 0? That's what to find now. The present at time 0 will equal to, now you can put the standard notation. 1 million. ليش دائما نحط الكوماس? Not to confuse with numbers here. To make sure that what I put is millions. In every 3 digits, I'm putting a comma. هاي طبعا عارفين انتم. P giving F, this is a future value now. 8% for how long? From year 29 up to year 0, i.e. 29 years. To find that one, use your calculator now. Put F equal to 1 million, 8% interest, 29 years N. ولا تنسون المبلغ هذه انت بتخلونه الحين. You are going to pay that. It will be negative on you. يلا. How much is the answer? Negative or positive? لبنى, negative or positive?
نيجاتيف لأن احنا
investing that. Okay. Minus 1 0
7 3
7
2
3 2 7
0.52.
0.52. And by the way, this part of the pension fund. Thank you, Lubna. This part of the pension fund. What do you mean by the pension fund? مال صندوق التقاعد. تخلي مبلغ في البداية 107,000. Like what we put in here. بعد 29 سنة من الشغل بيكون عندك 1 million. If you are going to go with that percentage, 1 million. If it is fixed over 29 years, you can withdraw that 1 million directly, or you can keep it in the bank and to withdraw this amount forever. $80,000 per year forever. ما حد بيقول لك والله تسحب 10 سنوات ولا 20 سنة ولا تقدر تسحب حق 100 200 سنة، ما حد بيكلمك. That pays that interest. We'll stop in that. And inshallah, next lecture we'll continue with the second problem here. But I need you to read it by yourself, to try to solve it by yourself. The solution is there. أنا ما بتكلم عن solution. I need you to practice by yourself, first of all, the cash flow diagram, then to write the standard notation to get the answer, and finally to give the decision. Okay, you are done for today. Thank you. Any question شباب؟ في أي سؤال؟
ما قصرت في السؤال.
اوكي شباب، نشوفكم ان شاء الله المحاضرة الجاية. إذا ما في أسئلة نشوفكم ان شاء الله المحاضرة الجاية. بس do practice